everybody, this is Kevin here with Ken Sewing Center in Muscle Shoals, Alabama. Today I want to talk to you about a new machine, the Bernette B08 straight stitch only machine. This machine is a semi-commercial straight stitch only machine. It has so many features. Not only that, there's so many optional attachments you can get depending on the type of sewing that you want to do. Maybe you like garment sewing, maybe you're into quilting, even doing free motion quilting. There's so many things you can get for it. Tune into the video, watch it all the way to the end, and feel free to check it out on our website or give us a call. We have a lot more information to show you at kensewingcenter.com. One of the neat things about the Bernette B08, they have thought so many things out on this machine. You get the extra large foot control. No more small foot controls, no more hunting for the foot control. It's right where you need it in front of you. It's going to be super comfortable sewing on the B08. So you will get the extra large foot control with this machine. Another nice feature on this machine, we get the knee lift. Now the knee lift allows me to raise and lower my presser foot without having to go behind like traditional raising and lowering my presser foot. Now I can use my leg to raise and lower that presser foot. I can keep both my hands on the fabric where I need it. Don't have to worry about it. If you're doing free motion work, this is really nice to have, but just raising and lower, you'll be surprised over the length of a garment that you raise and lower your presser foot. You'll have that built in. The B08 will give us the extra large spool stand. I have a place to stage 2 spools here. I can use the bigger cones of thread. You find a cone of thread that you like, purchase it. That's going to save you money. You're going to be able to use it on the B08. Another thing is you can use small cones. It doesn't make any difference there. Just be careful with the ridges. Sometimes those your threads can hang on those, but the mini cones or the max lock cones or even bigger cones you can get for this machine. Threading on the B08 is a breeze. Everything is going to be channeled for me. The book goes into great detail as to how to thread the machine, and Ken Sewing Center can help you with any question you have. You have us for the life that you own your machine. But everything is really easy for me about threading this machine all the way down to my needle. I will have a built-in needle threader on the B08. Another great thing about the B08, it has an independent bobbin winder from my sewing, so I can be winding bobbins and sewing at the same time. Another thing about bobbins, this machine takes a larger M-style bobbin. That is one big improvement over this machine versus competing models in the same category. Having that M bobbin, I'm going to be running out of bobbin thread less and spending more time sewing. It does have the metal side loading bobbin, really easy to use. It does come with the extension table. That's one thing you don't get with some of the other competing models. And it has a little door. I can leave the accessory table on the machine at any given time. If you're wanting to change your bobbins out, that makes it really nice and handy on the B08. The table also has a ruler built in that helps me with measuring, and it also helps me with seam allowances. Another thing about seam allowances on the B08, I do have places built in on the bed of the machine that I can screw down a metal seam gauge. You will get that with the machine. Ken Sewing Center carries a lot of different seam gauges, whether they be magnetic, other types of screw-in seam gauges. Also, this is handy for other binders and folders that you can get. We carry all the optional accessories for the B08. I really like how everything is laid out right here in front of me on this machine. All my controls are right here. I don't have to reach around behind the machine or on the side of the machine to do anything with it. I do have the built-in scissors. It's going to snip my bobbin and top thread for me. And I do have my reverse right here. We'll have adjustable stitch length on the stitches. I can go anywhere from 0 for free motion all the way up to 6 millimeters on my stitch length. From the needle to the inside of the sewing arm is going to be 8 3/4 inches. That's a huge area, and I have a solid metal bed that I'm working with. It's super slick on top. So when I have my table on it, I have plenty of support to the left of my garment, so I can work with heavier or bigger pieces of material if I'm into quilting. Garment sewers really love this. So I get support to the left of my needle, so I'm not having to wrestle at the needle. I have plenty of support within the sewing arm here. And notice the full illumination. I have LED lighting all over the bed and around the needle. That makes it really nice. I can see what I'm doing. On my needle plate, I have markings for seam allowances as well. They really thought all that out. I do have the adjustable speed slider here. This overrides the speed of the machine. And this machine will do up to 1,600 stitches per minute. Then I will have my bobbin winder button, and I do have needle up, needle down on this machine. I can set the machine to stop needle in the fabric. So if I'm turning a corner, that makes it really nice. If you're doing any kind of sewing, maybe I'm doing an applique and sewing a star onto a quilt. Well, I get to the point of that star, I want to be able to stop needle in the fabric. These machines are going to be semi-commercial, and I like the fact it has the HLX5 needle system. That is a commercial needle that's readily available, but they're going to be stronger, more industrial type needles. Ken Sewing Center carries all the sizes. You get extra needles and bobbins with the machine, but we can help you a lot of sizing on what is the correct size for the material that I'm working with. So anything from stretch material, standard cottons, quilting multiple layers, heavy denim, 8, 10 layers with no problem whatsoever. Garment grade leather, I'm going to be able to sew on this machine. Any kind of material like jackets and shirts and things, pants you may make out of garment grade leather, it's going to be able to handle it, even all the way up to belts or even wallets. But give us a call if you have questions about what types of material you can sew on the B08. We can definitely help you. We've sewn on these machines. We know a lot about them. We carry all the parts and all the accessories for the B08 and can even help you with multiple presser feet. We have lots of optional accessories available, from rufflers to buttonhole makers, 1/4 inch seam allowance feet, different types of seam allowance feet. We have stitch in the ditch presser feet, adjustable zipper feet. You name it, we've got them, and we've got it all on the website to be able to show you. So let's sew on this B08 machine and show you all that you can do with it easily. The thing that makes the B08 an easy machine to operate is straight stitch only. Now this needle bar will not move left or right, so you will get a true straight stitch. Garment sewers and quilters love that. If you're doing free motion, having a straight stitch only machine is the right type of machine you need to have if that's all that you're going to be doing. I don't have to worry about that needle bar moving because it's bored out within the sewing machine head itself. If I'm sewing along, I can adjust the amount of pressure here with this dial that's pressing down onto my presser foot. So for lighter weight materials, stretchy materials, I may need to back that off just a little bit. But if you get to multiple layers or heavier materials, we want to have more force on my presser foot that's coming into contact with the feed dogs. Now the B08 has a really long feed dog. It's narrow, but it's long, so it's a lot of surface area touching that material. It's going to be able to handle sewing up to 1,600 stitches per minute with no problem whatsoever. And it'll glide right along through there. So we'll lower our presser foot. I've got my extra large foot control, real handy here for me, and let's start sewing. And I'll give you an idea just how fast you can sew on this machine. Now the tension system is right here. It's really easy to get my tensions adjusted. Another thing about tension I really like on the B08, we can use multiple weights of thread. It's really easy for me to adjust that tension, but I like this feature right here. It's called a pre-tensioner. If you're ever wanting to use this machine on a quilting frame, we carry a lot of different brands of quilting frames. The B08 is going to fit on there really nice because I've got the 8 3/4 inches right here. My finished product, my quilt can roll up right here, and I'm able to do all my free motion work. When you set this on a frame, your finished product is going to be rolled up right here, and I can move right along down the length of my quilting frame. There's a lot of optional accessories made by frame companies that's going to work with the B08. Give us a call. We can help you with all those things. If you're into garment sewing, we have multiple presser feet and different attachments for doing garment sewing faster and more efficient, and you're going to love that straight stitch only. It really shows up. If you own, and everybody owns different pants, blue jeans, and things of that nature, you can get different weights of thread and make a vintage look on those type of garments with no problem whatsoever. If you'll notice, most of your pants are put together, and you notice that straight stitch only. Well, it's a commercial machine doing that. These are mimicked after commercial sewing machines. And I really like the scissor that's built in. It's going to snip that bobbin end top thread for me with no problem whatsoever. Now we're going to back the stitches down just a little bit, and I want to show you that the tension system on this machine is not finicky at all. This is your standard denim that you see in any kind of blue jean. That's 2, 4, and that's 8 layers of material that I'm working with right there. I can raise my presser foot up using the knee lift, and I'm going to be able to get those 8 layers under the foot with no problem whatsoever. I want to back this down just for demonstration purposes to show you that I'm going to be able to handle sewing from that down to a standard cotton with no problem whatsoever, and then also to a stretch material, because a lot of machines on the market that sew fast, when you get to stretch material, the machines can't handle it. Well, not with the B08. Because of our feed dog system, it's a longer feed dog and a narrow feed dog. It's going to be able to handle that with no problem whatsoever. So let's stitch right along here and I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. So I'm going through that 8 layers of denim, which is roughly the side seam on a pair of denim blue jeans. It's going to crawl down onto that cotton material with no problem at all. And then when I get to the stretch material, I'm going to show you it's not going to pucker that material. The feed dog's going to grab it just fine. I'm just barely holding this material just enough to keep it straight is all that I'm doing. And then I'll stop. I can hit reverse to do my back tack. And then I'm going to snip the threads. And I've went from extremely heavy, which is the 8 layers of denim, to a cotton, to this stretch material with no problem whatsoever. There's no puckering at all. The stitches is straight and perfect. Ken Sewing Center is your authorized Bernette dealer. We want to be your Bernette dealer. We carry all parts and accessories, not just for the B08, but for every Bernette model that's made. We can help you with anything you have need of for your machine. You will get our premium support package with every machine you purchase. Be sitting in front of your machine at home, pick up the phone and give us a call, and one of my 4 technicians can walk you through any kind of troubleshooting, questions on how to use the machine, or if you're needing optional accessories, we have them. There's a lot of feed available for these machines. And a lot of dealers don't know it, but these are made after and mimicked after commercial machines. So I have all kind of different seam guides. I have different 1/4 inch feet. I have different seam allowance presser feet, compensating feet. There's dozens of different sizes available. We carry all those. There's a lot of adjustable presser feet for putting in cording and piping. We have those. We have adjustable zipper feet available for these machines. You can get right up to the edge of the metal part or the plastic part of the zipper that you're working with. We also do have concealed zipper feet that fits these machines. If you're into sewing on vinyl or even garment grade leather, we have Teflon or ultra slick. We have Teflon or ultra slick feet that has a slick finish underneath, so it'll glide right up over those. So sometimes fabrics have a texture to it and it'll cause the material to pucker on the underneath of a metal foot where you'll need that Teflon or that non-stick type foot. We carry different sizes and different types of those, and we can direct you on the website and show you. Get your machine, get home with it, play with it. Then when you need accessories, pick up the phone or drop us an email and give us a call. We'll be glad to help you find any accessory you need. Then if you're going to quilting, we have different quilting frames that's going to work with this machine, all kind of different speed controls and other accessories from doing quilting on the B08. Check it out on our website. Give us a call or drop us an email. We'll be glad to help you find the right machine to meet your needs.